Eriador is diminished. The time of the Eldar is fading, and the deeds of the men of the West are preserved only in their ruins. The shadow of a fear of ages past threatens all the free peoples of Middle-earth. And yet, hope remains. For in the hearts of unlikely folk is the strength to wander through shadow kept. And only thence can they come to the morning. And though the road is long and treacherous and full of peril, it is a road that these companions must travel. And only through strength of loyalty, friendship, and hope can they overcome the obstacles ahead. May the goodwill of elves, men, and all free folk go with them.
Now that Borlas is safely behind Bree's walls, the company has yet another order of business to deal with. They must travel to the Angle, the meeting place of the Grey Flood and the Horwell rivers. While it lies within ranger-held lands, the road there is treacherous. Their route spans along the Great East Road, then southeast, past the South Downs. With any luck, this second leg of their adventure would be as auspicious as the first.
When last we left off, you all had made your way from Tharbad, delivering Borlas from his icy cold prison in Garth Tauron back home to Bree, where he can, I guess, catch up on all of his orders, including a peculiar order for some yellow boots. And you all have, if you want, we can say that you all have stayed here for a couple of days just to kind of restock, get some rest, and everything before you set out again.
Oops, sounds about right.
Yep.
Sounds good.
All right. So,
Wait a second. Now I know why Thrush left all of his money here, so he wouldn't have to give any.
Oh, what?
I forgot my wallet, guys. Sorry.
Man. Shucks, I can't pay my bill. Sorry, folks.
Exactly. I left my wallet in your house.
all right. And as you all are kind of getting ready to leave, is there anything in particular that you would like to do? Now is your chance. If you want, I would say if you wanted to change useful items, you can. Given that you're spending a couple of days here, it's not a full fellowship phase, but I'd say if you wanted to do something like that, you could.
I think she'll just keep her lantern.
Okay.
'Cause I'm not quite sure what else would be useful for her.
Yeah, I think I'm good with mine.
A fluffy pillow so she gets less fatigue.
She doesn't need to sleep, Larry. She's an elf.
That's why she has so much fatigue then.
No. She just meditates the tired away.
Wow.
I don't know, these stats here saying you have 8 fatigue right now.
That's because she's an elf and she sucks at travel rolls to help ease the pain.
Well, maybe if you take a comfy pillow when it comes to the end of the trip, and you have to make the travel roll to get rid of fatigue, the comfy pillow.
You know what? I'm gonna need a GM. I'm gonna need a GM ruling on that.
You know what? Sure, why not?
Or a nice pair of socks, it's not as hard on your feet.
It's an elven camping pillow. It's one of those, it just rolls up and it just roofs up nicely to get the feather down. Oh, it's amazing.
It's just
like
You
those,
throw it in the dryer for 5 minutes and it puffs right up.
I was gonna say it's like those camping bed things that you can just like fill with air and just like.
I was thinking it's more like the traditional Japanese pillows you sit on.
Oh, I actually have a camping pillow like that. It rolls and folds down in this little tiny shape, and you pull it out and you roll it out, and it eventually just wakes itself up after about 5 minutes, and you're like, hey, pillow.
It's like one of those dinosaur pills.
Well, it's about like this thick, so it's not like gonna save you dying out in the wilderness. It's like, it's better than a rock.
I mean,
Ben and Rand too.
You know what? If it
But no.
helps me with my travel rolls, I'll take it.
Wait, let me make a song roll to see if I can actually do the badumps properly. Yeah, I timed it right.
Hey,
Oh
look
man, you got yourself a whole drum roll beforehand. I mean, that's extraordinary.
You got an extraordinary success, sir.
Oh my gosh,
Well
20
done.
drum rolls. Wow, what a waste.
It
I mean,
couldn't be much
yay!
more perfect.
All
You
right.
just play a nice song as we leave town, so everyone wishes us off.
Yeah.
And that's how
Yeah.
Aranel gets her nice fluffy pillow. Someone just throws it.
Thrush
You
is
know what?
gonna stick with his useful item, which is just maps, which weirdly enough, I forgot to add that die on all of the travel rolls that I did since I gave it to him.
All right. So, as you all are standing on the lower hill near the south gate, getting ready to embark on the next leg of your journey, a familiar face makes itself known to you. As you're standing there, you look around the market and you see all kinds of people walking around. When one thing catches your eye, well, two things actually: a pair of dwarves walking around here down on the lower hill. One of which looks very familiar. One Jari is walking around with what looks to be a companion you do not recognize. He does not seem to have noticed you, as it seems the two are kind of walking along down the street, speaking not in hushed tones, but definitely not being raucous or making what they're talking about known to everybody.
Sure.
Just nudge Miragar. Try not to hit him in the side of the head with my elbow. Is that Jari?
It looks like Jari. Who do you think he's talking to?
Hopefully he's not
Brother?
trying to
Cousin?
get someone else into. Do you think we need to intervene?
I mean, we killed the trolls, so unless he got himself in trouble with more trolls, I don't see him scamming anybody. But I mean,
Didn't Aranel's letter say something about some dwarves? Maybe Jari. Or the letter Aranel found from Ranger Companion's daughter mentioned something about dwarves or a man or something.
Oh, do you think
Oh,
he's
that's
one
right.
of the ones that was in the hills? I think we'd better go talk to him, or maybe
make ourselves known. Obviously, maybe.
Well, I
Might
think
as well just ask if he knows anything. If he's
you all
heard
might want to
anything.
lead off. I don't think I should start the conversation.
All right. Larry will kind of interpose himself, like, Jari, good to see you, friend.
Ah, well, if it isn't the troll slayers themselves, it's good to see you.
Hopefully you've been staying out of trouble.
Oh, but of course. Here, why don't you meet my good new friend here, Flonar? And you see this other dwarf stands there, and he wears not necessarily what looks to be royal clothing, but very fine dwarvish clothing. It's fur-lined, kind of a light blue. He's got a long beard, which is braided and has gold clasps throughout the braids, and long brown hair that's tied into a ponytail down the back. He says, Flonar, at your service. Oh, what do you be doing here?
Oh, well, we were actually just, we had business in Tharbad. A citizen of Bree had been wrongly imprisoned, and we were able to secure his release, and we just returned him home.
Ah, Tharbad, you see. Ah, we were down in those parts not too long ago, weren't we, Flonar? And you see Flonar kind of gives him an elbow, as if to tell him, shut up.
Yeah, it's I don't know, interesting place, Captain Gurnow. Well, expecting if you were there, you had the unpleasure of meeting. But you know, we brought the cobbler back, and I think we are about to head out ourselves for another grand adventure.
Ah, very good. Yes, that Captain Gurnow, he's quite the stern fellow, isn't he? Relieved us of quite a bit of our gold, believe it or not, before he let us leave. But luckily, we got to keep a good portion.
Still hunting treasures then? And Miragar will kind of smirk at him.
You could say that. We're actually just heading up the Greenway there, up north towards the Golden Vale.
So, nothing unusual that you encountered out there?
Oh, no, of course not. And if you want, you can give me an insight roll.
Yeah.
I was about to whisper to Aaron, I'm like, wasn't Flonar a name in that letter?
I'm really bad at insight, but he's going to stare at him like, oh yeah, maybe I'll figure something out. No.
Oh no.
I was talking to him. We'll see if my dice.
I will roll insight because I'm favored in it, so it won't hurt.
Didn't roll.
Okay.
Hey, great success!
Yeah.
Not
There we
going
go.
to because she sucks at insight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why Thrush's default is suspicion. It's easier than actually knowing what people are thinking.
Yeah, most of you seem to have think that, not Flonar, but most of you seem to think that Jari has turned a new leaf and is being quite honest. But Larry, you can tell that there's something he's definitely holding back.
Jari, you haven't been getting yourself into trouble, have you?
He leans forward a little bit and says, "Define trouble."
Oh, well, if you have business in Tharbad, Kono is a suspicious man, but, I don't know.
Go ahead and...
I don't suppose you were maybe traveled with someone else on your way to Tharbad or from Tharbad?
With that, you see he raises an eyebrow, as does Flonar, and they look at each other and then look back at you. I got to ask, how came you by this information?
Well, we heard some things, so...
I would say, give me a riddle roll really quickly.
Okay, I'm not favored, but I do have a few dice in it.
Pretty good roll.
Oh,
Hey, look at you.
Alright.
very good roll. Yeah, with that, you see Flonar kind of steps up. He says, I suppose there's no harm in telling you. So long as you don't go spreading this around anywhere.
Oh, of course not. Just...
Look at Larry like that. You mean, of course not. He doesn't say that. He's like,
I might turn to Thrush and just kind of wink.
insight roll. Why are you winking?
Thrush doesn't know what that means. Thrush has no idea what that means.
Flonar looks at you and he says, look, and he looks around to see if anybody's listening. So now my friend Jari here informed me of a certain key that was located in the halls of the Blue Mountains, in the archives, no less. A key to a hidden door into Moria. Well, and I snatched it, unbeknownst to my kin. But we made our way back down to Tharbad, and we met this young man. I forget his name. What was it, Jari? It was Déor. I think he said his name was. Yes, Déor. Silver-tongued devil he was. Convinced us to guide him up there. Don't know what sort of business he had up there, but eventually we made our way up the Red Horn Pass and found the hidden door. And no less did we enter and found it fair teeming with goblins and orcs. Well, of course we absconded and we thought we had lost Déor behind us. Thought that maybe he had succumbed to the cruelties of the orcs, anyways.
I see. Well, I'm glad the two of you made it out relatively unscathed. I'm sorry to hear about your companion.
Yeah. So am I. There was always something off about him, though. Anytime he'd talk to you, he'd seem to be almost as if he was casting a spell on you.
Huh.
But he seemed nice enough, and he was heavy with gold.
What did he look like?
Oh, he looked like one of you all, but from the Southlands. Taller, probably about as tall as you.
And he gestures over towards you, Thrush.
About as tall as you. Shorter, brown of hair. Clean shaven.
All right. I don't suppose you still have that key.
Unfortunately not. I left it behind. In the scuffle, we had to leave much of what we were carrying behind.
I see. Well, it is a shame, but perhaps that's for the best.
I don't imagine that... Well, I don't imagine that anyone should be venturing in there.
I suppose not. This Déor must have been very convincing to get you two to go there.
Well, as I said, he was a silver of tongue.
I see. Well, I'm sorry for the loss of your companion. But I am very happy to see you, Jari. Hopefully the two of you stay safe and don't end up in another mine.
Hey, we'll do our best. We're actually going up to a stronghold now. We'll be safe.
Yes, well, safe travels. It was good to see you.
It's good to see you, and be safe out on those roads. I hear there's patrols of dark folk wandering about.
Thank you for the warning. And I wait until they leave. I'm like, I don't think normal people tend to venture to Moria.
No, they don't.
Well,
Teaming with orcs.
Perhaps fate is smiling upon us since we just happened to encounter the one of the people from that letter. Well, if nothing else, we have new news to deliver. All the more reason to make haste.
I agree. Just kind of look after Jari. Just, I hope he doesn't come to a bad end.
I agree, but this person seems very convincing. Perhaps he's been touched by something normal men should not be in possession of.
Could be. Well, should we get out of here?
Yes,
Maybe
of
we're
course.
dealing with another wizard.
I hope not.
Seems to be a lot more of those than we were ever told about.
I just got a new cloak.
Well, hopefully this one doesn't have fireworks.
Or hopefully he only has fireworks.
Also true.
Well, we could see if these fireworks are better than his.
All right. So you all make your way out the south gate. It is relatively somewhere in the mid-morning, an auspicious beginning as the weather seems in your favor. There is a cool breeze that comes in from the east, west from the sea.
Okay. Let's say, are we walking right into the breeze, or is the breeze behind us?
Yeah, there is a tailwind as the breeze pushes you along. You make your way past Staddle as you travel along, and Mr. Guide, I would have you give me a travel roll, please.
Remember, you have a map.
You are correct. I have a map. All right, so let's roll with the map. That's a pretty good roll.
Ooh, that is pretty
Not
good.
a great success, because now that I'm rolling, I'm not getting sixes, but, that's okay.
Okay. So, 1, 2, 3. You make your way. Over the next couple of days, the weather holds fair. You make your way south of the Midgewater marshes, and you can smell the stink coming off of the stagnant water that floats there. But you make your way past that, and as you do, fair warning, I have already rolled these out, so that way we don't get stuck in me trying to figure out what's going on.
Let's see.
Don't worry, I'm sure all of them are horrible, terrible events.
Yeah, they're all terrible. I actually just picked the worst ones that hopefully will get you.
So rude.
Yeah,
Black Riders, and Felbeast. Done.
All right, and as you make your way down the Great East Road, you can kind of see what looks to be the makings of the Weather Hills, kind of in the distance, with Amansul sitting on top of the southernmost hill, surrounded by cloud cover. Perhaps this is a good time for you all to sit down, maybe take a break on some nearby stones that line the road. As you do, look out. I'm going to have you give me an awareness roll.
That is me. For a second, I thought you were asking for Miragar. Because we haven't been here for 2 weeks, Moss.
That's true, yeah. You were too busy getting sick.
I was very busy getting sick, yes. Great success.
All right.
Great success at getting sick, or the awareness roll.
Both. The answer is both.
And as you all kind of take a load off, you sit atop these stones that line either side of the road. Perhaps you're cooking some meats or what have you for a midday meal. Aranel, you climb atop one of the taller rocks and you look either way down the road, and back in the direction of Bree, you can see a little bit of dust being kicked up on the road as what looks to be a horse-drawn wagon is making its way towards you.
Huh.
And with your extra success die, you can tell that there is a man sitting atop the wagon. A pitch black horse draws the wagon, which is currently covered. You can't necessarily see what's inside the wagon.
Right, she will climb down and go over to the group. There seems to be a black horse carrying a covered wagon heading this way. I don't suppose any of you know if that's a good or a bad thing.
Did the horse look particularly evil
Malicious?
or anything like that?
Well,
Roll inside on the horse.
I'm not well versed in reading a horse body language, but
Well, it's coming the same direction we're going, though, right? Or it's going to go past us or catch up to us.
yes.
Well, I say we probably should be courteous and step to the side and allow them to pass.
Yes.
It's
Alright.
very, very kind of you to let the horse-drawn carriage pass, Miragar. Instead of standing athwart the road.
I have no reason to do that.
Well,
All right.
I'll admit I've never seen reason to judge a horse by the color of its mane, but perhaps I'll learn a new lesson today.
All right. And as you sit there, you can see it making its way a little bit closer. And as the carriage becomes more fully into view, you can tell that this horse does not necessarily look malicious. It just looks like a pitch black horse. Its fur shining brightly in the sunlight. But as it makes its way closer, you can see the character atop the wagon waves out to you. And he makes his way closer and pulls back on the reins. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Oh. Well, where might you all be off to?
We just kind of point down the road.
East.
Hmm.
We're off
Huh.
to meet a friend.
Carl Thistlewood.
Nice
Pleased to meet you. And you see, as he says that, another figure steps off the back of the wagon, and he nods back to that person. Fern Pickthorn is that one. He's my, he's my guard.
Merchant.
Yeah, brewer. I'm on my way to the Forsaken Inn. Here with the delivery.
Would this guy be familiar to me, given my background?
Sure. Yeah, we'll say that you probably would have heard of Carl Thistlewood.
Ah, Thistlewood. We've acquired some of your stock before. I hail from the Rushlights.
Oh, you wouldn't be Larry, would you?
I am, yes, the oldest son.
Oh, Larry. He bows down real low.
Yeah.
It's pleased to meet you formally.
Yes, I imagine you've perhaps more directly dealt with my parents before.
Yes, of course. But I hear that you're all kinds of, got all kinds of wanderlust, going about slaying trolls and whatnot.
Well, I traveled a lot with them across our wonderful lands, and listen, there's nothing wrong with being a merchant, but I thought my skills were better set for something else, and well, so far I've done some good that I can be proud of.
Right. Well, I tell you what, you all don't look too worse for the wear, but if you'd like to hop in the back of me wagon here, I can take you as far as the Forsaken Inn.
I think that would be mighty kind of you.
I think the lady would enjoy a ride on something that is not. Just look at the little nag of a horse. Quite as bony.
Ah, well, hop on in.
Got any samples we can try on the way there by chance?
He reaches over and holds up a cask, and you can tell it's half empty.
You are a good man. And Miragar will saddle up on the wagon there.
See, Larry, this is why I'm your friend. You know how to get the good stuff.
You see, he takes a glass out and it's like he takes out a little wooden cup and just fills it up, opens the tap, and hands it back. It sloshes out of the cup as he hands it back to you.
Fancy the pipe weed?
Do you already know me so well?
Well, then I believe a gentleman's trade is in order, and Miragar will sit next to him if there is room where he's kind of on the reins and light up a pipe.
Yep, he'll grab the cask and slide it towards the middle in between you.
Good man.
Nice.
And at that, you all make your way. That will shorten your travels by 1 day, so you move an additional hex that day, which is good.
Nice.
And from your travels so far, you do take 1 point of fatigue.
Gross. Don't want it, Moss.
Well, you're getting it anyway. Much like a surprise birthday party, you don't want it, but you get it anyway. All right. And you all spend the next couple of days making your way down the Great East Road. The weather tends to hold out pretty well. The days are warm, some of which tend to get a little hot. You can tell that as it's getting deeper into summer, the sun beams brightly down upon you and makes it very hot as you travel. However, Mr. Guide, if you would, give me yet another travel roll.
Don't forget your map.
Thanks.
Hey, Aranel, we probably would have gotten more fatigue if it didn't happen. I know that guy, so.
Exactly.
Success.
Yes.
All right.
It's not about what you know, it's about who you know.
So, you all, are you planning on leaving the road just past Weathertop? Is that kind of what you're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe so.
All right. So, if I can grab it. Boom, boom, boom. You make your way just off the road. About 2 days pass as you travel, just past Weathertop. You say your goodbyes to Carl and Fern, and you depart the road. Now, on the third day of travel, as you're making your way down through the plains of Cardolin, you can see the South Downs looming in the distance, and the sun beams brightly down upon you to the point where you begin having to remove layers of clothing. And the sweltering heat makes it very clear that it seems you may not have brought enough water with you. Now, Mr. Scout, if I could have you give me an explore roll, as it seems you may need to locate a fresh source of water.
No pressure.
And don't forget your divining rod. Kidding.
Success.
Great.
All
Don't
right.
worry. I smell water.
All right.
Nice.
So, yeah, doesn't take much at all. You kind of listen out, and you can hear the sound of a rushing stream coming down off of the South Downs and making its way northward towards you. You make your way over there, and there it is, crystal clear and fresh water bubbling gently down the stream, which would allow you to fill up your canteens. However, as you all are doing this, if everybody wants to, I would have everybody give me an awareness roll.
I could get that a shot.
Extraordinary success.
God, you roll so many dice for that.
That's
Just because I've got 3 pips,
Did mine roll?
Yeah.
Did it not roll?
2 regular success die. Or no,
I feel like
reverse it.
Miragar has gone downstream a little bit, still an eye of the company, and he's taking his shoes off and soaking them in the creek. Because these boots get tight. His feet.
All right, so Thrush and Aranel. As you kneel down to fill up your canteens, you notice something. Tracks. It seems as though the wolves, which you have seen signs of, have begun making their way northwards from the South Downs.
Right. Well, we should probably keep an ear out.
Yes.
Yeah, looking around, just say to everyone, wolves could be about. Just start looking and backing a little bit closer to everyone, making sure everybody's got their canteens filled.
Could I use a hunting roll to see how old these tracks are? To maybe get an idea of how near or far they could be?
Yes, please do.
Dang it.
Yeah, at this
Can
point.
Aranel do one?
Yeah, if you'd like.
Okay. Ugh, don't do that. Let's see if her pips help her. Yay, her pips helped.
Okay. As you lean down, you touch the prints, and you can feel that the dirt underneath them is a little wet, and the prints themselves depress as you press your finger into it. It seems as though these couldn't be more than a day or two old.
Well, within the last day, they could still be around.
Alright, we'll make this quick.
We'll have to look
Indeed.
for a very secure place to camp this evening.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Some
I will-
pretty good camouflage as well.
Yes.
hopefully.
I'll make sure the horses get their fill now so they don't have to stop later.
If they'll drink.
Yes, well, yeah. Can bring the horse to water, as they say.
Horses can be as stubborn as men sometimes.
Just look at her.
Especially rangers, I hear.
Indeed.
All right.
He just takes his canteen, starts dumping it out. Oh, no.
Listen, you can punish me, but not the horses, please.
All right. So, as you all begin to make camp for the night, how would you want to go about kind of securing yourselves, making sure that you're hidden?
I mean, what's the terrain like? Is it just all plains?
It's not. It is mostly flat plain. You can see as you make your way a little bit south, nearing closer to the South Downs, it does get a little bit more hilly.
Okay.
Well,
So-
Aranel can roll a stealth to hide tracks.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Would
then-
we know if a large fire would be better to keep wolves away or trying to hide the fire?
Gandalf!
Nice.
Nice. Okay, yeah. No issues whatsoever. Now, Thrush, as it pertains to your question, I would say, what would I call for? Probably, I think maybe a hunting roll would be
Okay.
applicable.
Yeah.
Nice, exactly what you needed. Very good.
On the nose.
Nice.
All right. So, yeah, you know that based on what you know about the wildlife in the areas that surround, if it's but a normal wolf, they do tend to steer clear of flame.
Okay. So, if we think that these are just the regular wolves that we'd expect down here and not fell creatures, a rather large fire would probably serve us well.
Yes. Well, Aranel's had our tracks, which will help against more intelligent creatures. The wolves will just sniff us out, so...
We may be giving ourselves away to non-wolves, but if we find a place that at least stops the view from 3/4 of the directions for our camp.
Yes.
Perhaps.
Well, that's as good a strategy as any, since I don't see any or cave or something we can hide inside of.
Right.
We just be diligent in the night, you know. There's really not a lot
Yes.
of spot for us to hide.
All right. So you all set up camp. You build a large fire. Aranel covers your tracks as best as she can, which seemingly as best as she can is perfectly. And you build yourselves a very large and roaring fire. And is anybody wanting to keep watch?
I was gonna ask if I could maybe... I'm sure in my pack I probably have rope and the like. If I could maybe, just around a few places around camp, maybe put kind of like a tripwire sort of thing with some rope.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and give me a craft roll. And what are you looking for this tripwire to do? Oh no.
Nothing.
Oh,
Yeah, as you kind of try to work your way around your camp, you realize that it seems as though you don't quite have enough rope to maybe make as much as you would like to. And furthermore, it's not like you could do like a, what do they call those ones that with you can't make like a snare or anything
booby
like
trap.
that. Yeah. So unfortunately, it seems as though the materials just are not present for you to make an effective trap and or tripwire.
Alright, he probably just packs up the rope just so we have it for later.
Okay.
It's like, well,
well, I'll take watch.
Mhm.
You all get rest.
yes, thank you.
All right.
If anyone wants to stay up for a few hours at a time, I wouldn't mind it, but
Wake me up in the middle of the night.
It might not be a bad idea to have two people on watch. I can stay up at first with Aranel, and I'll wake Thrush and
I'll take the
wake
last one.
Larry.
Okay.
all right.
Okay. So who all is staying up? Is it
Aranel's doing all-nighters.
Aranel's doing all-nighters? Okay.
Forever.
And then first shift will be
The
Miragar.
non-humans.
Yep. Miragar first,
Non-humans are
then Thrush, and then Larry.
Okay. So, I would have Miragar and Aranel make me scan rolls, if you would, as you kind of peer out into the darkness, silhouetted against the firelight.
And just to
Miragar can't see in the dark.
endurance.
It doesn't matter.
There
I knew it wasn't
Stand
gonna
up.
matter.
You really do need to get that tattooed on you somewhere.
I do. I literally drew it on my hands because I had like the shittiest day at work. Like I was like, I'm
You drew it on your hands, it just shows up like the Triforce from Zelda on your Yeah, exactly.
Are you
yes.
gonna do the Gandalf on your right hand, the I've sword on the left, and just be like,
ay yada.
Yeah, pick a hand. All right.
Do you want the nice hand or the bad hand?
Nice hand, please. So as you all stay up and watch, you look north back towards the Great East Road, which seems quiet. You can see the landscape is illuminated in the moonlight. very clearly. You look up and you can see that there is a full moon tonight. And as you look back towards the south, you can kind of scan the horizon along the South Downs, towards the foothills of the South Downs, rather, where the hills begin to rise up. And Aranel, as you're sitting there looking out, you can spy what looks to be a silhouette standing atop one of the hills, illuminated by the moonlight.
Huh.
It
Is
looks
an animal or a man?
Or a manimal.
It's hard to tell exactly. I don't see any 6s on your roll, so it's hard to tell exactly. But based on what you can see, it looks to be perhaps somebody who is mounted.
Huh.
And you can see these yellow eyes piercing down at you, reflecting what seems to be your firelight, maybe the moonlight, something. But piercing down at you, and it stands there and stares at you for what seems to be an eternity. And then you see the rider twist its arms, and it walks back down the other side of the hill.
Huh. I wonder if that was Ash and his rider. I suppose we couldn't tell, but hopefully he won't bother us.
What was that? Sorry, I was finishing the last dinner.
Oh.
Did you see something?
But yes, it looks like a man or something mounted. But he seems to have gone the opposite direction, so we should be good for now, but I'll keep an eye out.
Yeah, maybe I'll wake Thrush up then to accompany you. He's a little bit of a better warrior, probably.
Don't sell yourself short. You may be small, but you are mighty.
Miragar goes over and wakes Thrush up and goes to bed with. I've decided that we're making it canon is that he uses a cast iron skillet as his buckler.
Nice.
And that is
like
why he is so good at defense, so he cuddles up next to that.
Okay, we need fan art immediately.
Absolutely. How does that work? I have to know. Like, does he have like a strap in the inside of it, or does he just hold it like this? He just holds it by the
think
handle?
that
Like
I think he just holds it by the handle. You know, so he's got
handle and then
his
the
axe
leg.
and his skillet. Yeah, we know they can dual wield them.
That is true. Can you? I mean, I know you all have held a cast iron skillet before. Can you imagine swinging that around?
Oh yeah.
It'd make a great shield.
Hell yeah, it would.
You can knock a mofo out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I
Maybe,
just can't
maybe
wait
he's
until
a.
he gets the upgrade where he can put hot grease inside of it and just fling it at people.
He's got his left arm is just the Popeye forearm.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe he's a distant cousin of the Gamgees. And maybe it's just a trait passed down from gardeners. You know, it's those forearms from all the digging.
Yep.
It becomes genetic after a while.
Miragar.
Yeah, exactly.
Miragar, his middle name is Forearms Two Step.
Go cast iron. Step.
Oh,
Yeah,
there you
there-
go.
Yeah.
there
After
we
every
go.
successful block, you go.
Yeah,
I mean, he does smoke a pipe.
he does. He really does.
I can't
Don't worry,
wait till
I've got
he
you,
gets
He
Thrush.
technically has been a sailor before because of our adventure.
It's true.
His girlfriend is going to be something else when we meet her.
Oh no.
And that guy we beat in the smoking contest is going to be his Bluto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Adelard
boy, we're
sailed
making
it.
a whole lot of cannons here.
Adelard too.
I've sailed across the
BBEG.
great oceans. to
And
learn
people
how to
say-
smoke better.
People say Larry seems like a weird name. We just came up with something way weirder.
There you go.
It's
That'll
gonna
save
be
this
one of
episode.
those What are those?
And this is where the episode will take a break.
If you know,
for a
you
message
know.
From JJ.
Yep. Adelar is sitting there in the inn and just hears the mention of Miragar. Miragar! You know. Two-step!
All right.
Oh boy.
So, Miragar, you go and you awaken Thrush from his slumber. Yes. I would have both of you give me yet another awareness roll, if you would please. And I'm going to roll something on my end.
Awareness or scan?
Scan,
Oh
sorry.
my dice.
I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Yeah, scan.
So rude.
All right.
I mean,
Did mine show up? Oh, mine
Yeah.
did show up.
yep,
Wait,
great success.
it
Oh,
did show up.
shit.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second. And I actually got a 6
Well,
on it.
Thrush
this time
took
for a
my
change.
great success, and then I just took a regular success.
Exactly. Who's a switch?
I don't like you rolling private dice, Moss.
What? Nothing happened. It was all question marks. It couldn't have resulted
It
in
is what
anything.
it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you both rolled well on scan, so it's fine.
All right.
We also
so-
wouldn't know what the result would be even if we saw the numbers, so.
It's true.
Like, I don't know what 10,000 means.
All right.
Oh
so,
boy.
as you all sit there, you both rolled pretty well on your scan rolls. You both got 6s. You're looking about, and
Only
It-
Thrush.
it doesn't seem. Wait, did you get one?
I rolled awareness.
She rolled
first.
awareness.
Oh,
by accident,
okay,
Because that's
okay.
what you said first.
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. I'll count it. Just this once because it was my screw up. But as you, well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give you a little bit different information. So, Thrush,
He's
as
never
you're
gonna
sitting there,
Screw up again. I heard
Yeah.
it. He said it. Just once. Anyway, as I'm sitting there.
as you're sitting there, you scan out along the horizon and especially especially down south towards the South Downs. You keep your eyes on the tops of hills to make sure that there's no other forms which might be stalking you, and you keep your eyes around your immediate vicinity to make sure that, given your knowledge of wolves' nature, make sure they're not trying to surround your camp. And it seems as though it's possible that for now they seem to be keeping their distance. However, Aranel, with your awareness roll, as the night goes on, you continue hearing howl after howl after howl, but not in the way that you would normally feel as though you would hear it, as if it's a group of wolves calling out to the moon, but it seems as though it's being passed from hilltop to hilltop to hilltop, almost as if a message is being passed.
Huh. That's odd. Do you hear that, Thrush?
I do. And that concerns me.
Well, it's a good thing my arrows are always sharp and at the ready.
Yes. Well, when it gets time to wake up Larry, we should be very ready to wake Miragar up as well.
I agree.
Just start taking some arrows out and sticking them point down into the dirt. Just so they're extra ready.
All right, so you go and you wake Larry up then?
Yeah, I think it's time to wake Larry up, so I'll let her and her eyes keep scanning while I go wake up Larry.
Yeah, 5 more minutes.
Well, if you get 5 more minutes, you may get bitten.
Well, Thrush. is
And just
everything all right?
walk away from him. There could be wolves coming.
Okay, fair enough.
Just... I'm awake.
Better than a shot of adrenaline.
Yep.
All
It's
right.
like the dog parent equivalent of when you hear your dog trying to throw up in the dead of sleep and you're just like awake and running.
Yep.
It's like, wolves, fuck.
I know what you mean. Yep.
All right, so if Larry and Aranel can give me a scan roll.
Da-da-da. Just for some extra insurance. I spend hope. Yay! Good choice.
Alright.
Say that. Even rolling some ones, I was only one off, so I'll take it. But man, if only.
All right.
It's nice.
As you all sit there, Aranel, you look out, and all seems quiet. The wind has died down, and the moonlight shines bright, until eventually you can see yellow eyes peering back at you, just outside the firelight. And you continue scanning, and another, and another, and another, until you find that your camp is completely surrounded. You hear growling as they begin to inch closer, and you see a large paw, black as night, enter into the firelight.
Werewolf.
And that is where we're going to take a quick break.
Dang it, Moss!
We'll be right back.
Welcome, Tavern goers, and thank you for listening to this Tales from the Dragon's Tavern production. I am JJ, and I just wanted to ask that if you are enjoying our content, that you go subscribe to our Patreon, Tales from the Dragon's Tavern, where we are making it our one-stop shop for all of the content we plan to produce. As we grow and we are able to give you more content, we will probably update our memberships, but for now, it'll be free. And it'll give you access to all our social medias, our Discord channel, and all of those places that you can get our content, but we're going to make sure it's all in one spot for you as well. Cheers, and I hope you enjoy Tales from the Dragon's Tavern.
And we are back with our company about to face down with some wolves which are surrounding them and stalking their camp. Now, Larry and Aranel, you two are currently the only ones awake, so therefore you two are probably the only ones who are going to get an opening volley. All right, so Aranel and Larry, I will let you guys wake them up as secondary actions if you would like.
Okay.
But go ahead and take your opening volleys.
All right.
Wait, let me get this out of the way.
And remember, you add 3 to your attack rolls. But-
3?
Yeah, plus 3 because of your Archette hunting bow.
Ooh. Oh,
three-
yeah.
Not 3 dice,
Okay,
3,
yep,
yeah.
3 points, yep. Okay. So I get
Just barely.
Yeah.
2 of these.
The wolf is in my face.
And then plus 3.
Oh my god.
Oh, dude. Alright. Let's see, what was my feat die? So if my feat die is Gandalf, can I do an auto pierce?
Yes, it's an auto pierce if you get a Gandalf.
Okay, perfect. So I'll heavy blow. And 10 damage.
10 points of damage. Okay.
Protection roll.
Let me see.
Does the wolf have enough natural armor?
Okay.
Die,
Is
wolf.
that this one? I think it's this one.
It's
She
fun.
targeted that one.
Oh, it is wounded. Boom. Apply all. Immediately, as this wolf lunges towards you, Aranel, you loose an arrow and sink it right into its eye, and it falls flat as it skids across the ground. Larry, as you loose an arrow, this wolf leaps towards you and gnashes at you as you are stumbled backwards and your arrow goes wide.
All right. Do we need to roll
Thrush, wake
anything? Yeah. Do we need to roll anything to wake these two up?
No, I'd say, yeah,
Okay.
you're not being haunted by any dreams at this point in time, so you should be all right.
All right.
All right.
Thrush, Miragar, get up! There's wolves. Very angry wolves.
What?
5 more minutes. 5 more minutes. Just
All right, so you two are awake, and everybody can go ahead and select their stances.
Miragar shoots up with his skillet ready, looking.
All right, so
I think Thrush just waking up is going to forego his normal open or forward stance and be an open stance. Just be like, what? Oh.
All right, I like it. I like the role play. Very good. So, Larry, it is your turn. You've got 2 wolves which are bearing down upon you.
I do.
First and foremost, do you have the one on the right there targeted?
Currently.
Okay. He, seeing the other wolf, which had just
Died.
He is going to spend a hate to make your attack roll ill-favored.
Good thing I'm not attacking. I'm going to rally comrades.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Nope, he's still suspended. He doesn't know. All right, so rally
Wasted
comrades. Only one player may choose to rally comrades in any given round. I'm making a heart roll. Success. All members of the company fighting in forward stance gain 1d1 on their attack rolls in the following round. If the roll produces a success icon, then those in open stance and 2 icons or more. Any close combat stance. So
Nice.
let's see if I can at least get 1 success die. So
Hey, Gandalf.
Got it. Gandalf for
Very
bonus.
nice.
And a success die.
And
And a
success
success
Look
die.
at you.
all right, so
And open stance. Very good. So, Thrush, it
So,
is your... oh, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, Larry's probably like, "Come on, get up, everyone. We got some wolves to deal with. I'd like to go back to bed at some point." And that's how I rally everyone.
And your need of sleep successfully invigorates most of the rest of the party. All right. So, Thrush, as you stand up and ready Maithur, you see these 2 wolves bearing down upon you, and you see that they zigzag towards you, which means that they're going to intentionally make themselves a little bit harder to hit. So, your next roll is ill-favored.
All right. So the extra die does not count in this round, right?
It's next
Correct.
round.
Next round. Okay. So he is going to. He's got a guy targeted. He's going to do this. I will set it to worst, ill-favored, and we're going to add a die. We're going to use 1 point because he wants to try and take this thing out. So he's adding a hope die.
Okay.
All right. So what did he get on the die? Okay, so he can do a heavy blow.
Okay. 11 damage. Okay.
Wow, that's a lot of force.
Yeah. So as you swing down with Maithur, he jumps over to the side and you deliver a swift kick to the ribs, thus tiring him out. You hear him wheeze in only the way a wolf can. And you can see you have hurt him. He is limping towards you. All right. Next up is Miragar.
All right. I think he's going to skill in hand back to back with Thrush
Okay.
and do his usual protect companion.
I'm starting to think Thrush, your focus. You always protect him.
It might be changing to Thrush. You're hard to hit though, so
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
Good try.
Thrush will get your shadow points.
Yes, he will. He'll deliver on that promise. Oh, wow.
Holy!
Wow.
So it
3 extra die?
is 3. Yeah.
3 minus die for
Oh, yeah.
the wolf's
No,
attack.
yep.
That's
What's
crazy.
the next
So
attack
protect
on
companion
Thrush?
to do so. Yep. Successful roll. Next attack aimed at the protected player loses 1 die plus 1 die for each success icon. The next attack on him loses 3 dice.
That's insane, dog. Wow.
You should have
Okay.
put in the Hobbit shoes.
Just bonk right on the nose with a skillet. Oh.
Bad dog.
All right. Next up is Aranel.
Right. Second verse, same as the first.
And these are very difficult to hit now that they've kind of getting a glimpse of your deal.
Are they?
Sure about that?
They should
Are
be.
you sure?
Are you sure about that? Was
Well,
that... Oh, you wrote it
That was the
as-
scan. That was the scan roll.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
scan. Okay, sorry. I forgot about that. That's a thing that you do.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. That should have been
let's
that should have been ill-favored. That should have been
Oh,
ill-favored.
dang it.
Just
Roll one
me to
DF.
Roll a DF.
Yeah.
actually, you know what? I don't know. Yeah, that won't make a difference because look at all this.
Well, I think unless it's a Sauron,
unless
right?
it's a Sauron, yeah. Go ahead and roll
Yeah,
one.
roll.
Gandalf.
I mean, she doesn't get the
Didn't
Gandalf
matter.
rune.
Yeah, it's just
All right.
Yeah, I'm just gonna heavy blow it because I don't have enough to pierce.
Which one are you
Alright.
shooting at?
This one.
Okay.
I'm
Very
just
good.
going right down the line.
All right,
Right
you
to left.
loose an arrow and you shave off a tuft of fur as it zigs and zags from side to side, almost with snake-like speed. And now it is the wolf's turn. Turns, I should say. So, Larry, you're gonna see this one is going to lunge out at you.
All right.
And it
Ugh.
is going to. Can it pierce? It can pierce.
Oh no. Larry!
Yeah.
It is going to try to get a protection roll against you. All right. Very good. So, as it lunges forward, you nimbly dodge to the side,
Okay.
but still take 3 damage, 3 endurance damage.
Bad
All
dog.
right. Next up is this one here, who is going to.
Ooh, that one's fancy. He's a wolf chieftain.
You can hear he barks out a couple of orders and lets out a howl, and he is going to use his Howl of Triumph and spend a hate die to restore hate dice on the other ones.
Rude.
Oh, crap. That's pretty cool.
That one's gonna be next.
All right. Next up is this other wolf that's engaged with Larry. Larry, you got another bite coming at you.
Alrighty. That's an Sauron, so unfortunate.
All right. I'm
Be
going to
protected.
need a protection roll from you, pretty please.
Okay, I will spend a hope point on this one.
Good plan.
Yep.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that-
There it
Gandalf
is.
rune.
Okay. Yet again, protected. But these wolves are wearing you out as they run around you, trying to bite you from every angle.
Alright.
All right. So, next up is this wolf over here is going to, let's see, he's at 4. Let's see. I think he wouldn't really know any better. He's going to try to attempt to attack Thrush, but he loses 3, correct?
Yes.
yes.
All right, so his only hope is to get an Eye of Sauron.
Yep.
And he does not!
Huh? Brr.
I like to think as he lunges towards Thrush, Miragar comes in and smacks it with the cast iron skillet. You hear
Bad dog.
a ring across the hollow. Ding!
Bad dog.
Nope.
All right. Let's see. And next up, we have this wolf over here who just recently took a shot from Aranel. He is going to use a hate die. And he is going to use his Great Leap ability and attack you, Aranel, leaping over the forward line and getting to the rearward.
Well, that's just rude.
Rude. Very rude.
And he's going to attack.
Oh no.
Whoa, all these eyes of Sauron.
Protection roll, please.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a hope on there.
Yes.
Hey.
Gandalf rune.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Gandalf rune for every eye of Sauron right now.
Okay.
Frickin'
From here on
Gandalf.
out, I'm writing Gandalf runes on my hands every
This is going to turn into one of those major league pitcher type things where she's got a
Yes, it's my superstition for Lord of the Rings.
Touch dudes and things. Perfect.
People in
Okay.
your home are gonna be like, "What is with all the runes?" You wouldn't understand.
She's just covered in them. Shh. Just walks in.
I'm starting a new religion. Okay.
This wolf slips in between them and makes it past your guard and lunges at you, basically tackling you, but unable to find purchase with its gaping maw.
Is
Next
it
up,
bad? I kind of want to imagine that Miragar successfully blocked it, but it wasn't attacking, so it jumped off the skillet to get to Aranel.
yes.
Road.
All right, so it is back to the top of the round, round 2. If you guys want to go ahead and change your stances, you definitely can.
Everybody gets a bonus die from the rallying cry, right?
If you're in forward or open.
Forward or
yep.
open, yeah.
I only got
Okay,
one success,
cool.
not two, unfortunately.
Okay, and then you guys are, let's see, there are 4 of you and 4 of them, I believe. No, there's 5 of them. Okay.
5 of them. Yep.
You're gonna see at the beginning of this round, this one is going to break off from Larry and go after you, Miragar.
Rude.
These wolves are very rude.
All right, but Thrush, it is your turn.
All right. Attacking. Weirdly
Ill-favored. Make sure it's ill-favored because
But you
he's
do have
going
an extra
to
die.
run around you at blistering speed.
But he's
Yup. And
Extra
extra die. Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god. 17 damage?
That's against the chief wolf. Because he switched. He's like, oh, that one seems to be in charge.
All right, Thrush. Do you want to tell me how you straight up
He decapitated
obliterate this wolf?
After he sees the one snake on through, he actually is astounded to see the skillet go pong off of one. He looks down. The other wolf runs between them, and he spins around trying to get off it. Sees his big wolf about to leap on him, and just impales it, and just catches it like, oh, good God, and just slides it off, and just looks around like, what is going on? It's more of a stunned response than anything else. And he's like, yeah, no one saw that, right?
This is a hell of a wake-up call.
Exactly.
I love it. All right. Is that all you want to do with your turn?
He is going to look over at Aranel. Is she on her feet again, or is she scrambling away from the thing?
She is currently, she is on her feet.
Okay. He is going to then yell, Miragar, you might want to help Aranel. And he is going to, face off against this last wolf in front of him for his next.
All right. Go ahead and do what you're going to do, Miragar.
I have one. Yeah,
have
I think
one?
he will go for
Yeah.
the one on Aranel.
Yep.
Run over.
All right.
Skillet and axe waving.
Remember to add the extra die from the rallying cry along with being
Yeah.
forward stance.
And then I'm gonna go ahead and throw a hope because why not?
Nice.
Great success.
Good hit.
Very nice.
All right. Oh, and I didn't use the item. I used the skill.
Oh,
That's all right.
Oopsie-daisies.
What did you roll? Okay, so you'd be able to do a heavy
23.
blow. So just whatever you're gonna do, just add your strength to your damage, and I'll go ahead and apply it separately.
All right. Well, here. What? Let's do this. Can we? It'll let me roll damage no matter what, right? Even if I miss. Well, let's find out, shall we? Let's find
Yeah,
out.
let's find out.
well,
Yes, it will.
Gandalf.
So look at that. A heavy blow.
All right, very good. Let's see. 11 damage to... Let's see. I don't really know if it's going to survive that, but we'll see.
Oh, nice.
Dead.
All right, very good. So... Boom! Miragar, how do you end this wolf?
So I think he's charging hand in hand, axe in the other, swings with the axe, that being the deadly weapon, and misses, but comes in with the other side and just full on, the side of the head of the wolf, and it just tumbles down the hill. And he's like, "Are you okay, Aranel?"
Yes, thank you.
All right.
And he turns around and kind of takes up his defensive posture.
I love it. All right. Oh, no, don't end combat. Don't click that button. All right.
No, please. Go
The
ahead.
wolves are just like, whoa, dudes.
He just killed that guy with a blunt weapon. Nah, screw that, man. I'm out.
They start,
right.
then the whispers of the pan-wielding halfling begin.
All right.
It's
First
not
things
just cast iron, it's wolf's bane.
first, Larry's going to attempt the song roll to ignore being wary, just to see if he can get away with it.
Okay.
And
Keep in mind, that's the only time you can do that during the adventuring phase. Once you use it, that's it.
Okay, it's for the whole adventure? Okay,
Mhm.
never mind. I thought it was for combat. Yeah, that changes things. All right, then.
Once we get more songs.
Just need more songs. Yep.
Gotcha. All right. Well, even though he's wary, he's going to make an attempt on this thing. And I get an extra die, and I'll also put some hope on it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I got a Gandalf for you.
Oh, there we go.
Well done.
and a Tankwar ring, so.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, 6 damage. He's gonna make his protection roll. And oh, did I apply damage? Oh, I applied it. I didn't make the protection roll. Oops. Let's do
Whoops.
that.
Oh.
And he is protected, but you have successfully done a bit of damage to him. You can see that as you stab down with your spear, he dodges to the side, and you spin it around quickly and knock him upside the head with the blunt end of your spear.
All right.
All right, and finally, Aranel, it is your turn.
Right, scan roll.
Oh
Fucking
my God.
Gandalf, I swear to God.
I just casually roll a Gandalf on every roll.
I'm at like a 90% rate of my Gandalf.
This is insane, dude. I can't believe it. I can't
All right.
believe it.
It's because the dice are Gandalf colored. We know.
You know,
No.
Go ahead.
No.
Do your thing. Do your thing. I almost. It's not
Um,
even worth me using my abilities here because you can just hit with all of your dice anyway without using
Is
the
it,
feat die.
is
It's
it
crazy.
ill-favored or no?
Sure, we'll make it ill-favored Just because.
Remind me how to do that
for
again.
shiggles.
Click on feat die and then click worst.
Oh, yep, there we go. Got you.
Gandalf for it again!
It's ill-favored at least, so she only got
Yeah, but I
seven
mean,
part of it.
That's
You
true,
got-
but it still showed up.
oh my god, Yeah,
Oh,
that's
great.
insane.
We need a
That's insane.
Gandalf counter. Chat, start counting Gandalfs.
Yep.
There you
Someone in the comments write the number of Aranel Gandalf. I mean, you can
Alright.
count everyone else too. and That's probably easy. Let's be fair.
Fair.
They'll be extraneous. They just ours will be just tangential.
It'll just be Aranel Gandalf runs everyone else. Not even different categories, just everyone else.
All right, so this wolf is, let's see, that one. All right, so this wolf is going to come in and
The one I just shot.
Yes, he is going to. Let's see, he is down to 1. Okay. He's actually gonna use his great leap as well and lunge towards the archer. He is hungry, and you can see his bare teeth slobber dripping from his open maw as he leaps towards you and tries to attack you with his teeth. Oh no! No, Gandalf!
No!
That's 3 rolls in a row of Gandalf.
That's
Wow.
insane.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Gandalf is just in the woods going, mine, no.
That's officially my
Wow.
favorite
I
episode.
don't have time for these wolves.
Well, I can see it now. The title of this episode of Wizards and Wolves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That actually, you know what? That might be
Make a
that
note.
might be the name. That's a good name.
Yep.
It is.
Down.
All right. So, Larry, this one's going to lash out at you.
I wonder why. Probably because I'm
hopefully-
right next to it.
Probably. That's a good indication. And fail by a billion. As it just cannot make its way through your armor and through your guard. And finally, this one is going to lash out at Thrush to hopefully try to bring him down because they're all ravenous and hungry. No success dice, but he does deal 3 points of endurance damage. As it leaps after you, it basically tackles you to the ground and knocks the wind out of your lungs.
Okay.
All right, back to the top. If you guys want to change your stances, you're more than welcome to.
Nope.
Sticking with it for now.
All right, Thrush, it is your turn.
All right. And this is not ill-favored?
Sure. Why don't we just go ahead and get this over with?
I just wanted to ask.
Actually, let me see. I don't think he's got any...
Hate left.
He doesn't have any hate left. So yeah, he wouldn't be able to do it anyway.
Oh, okay, so we can't do it. Okay, I will turn off.
He killed his boss.
You killed his boss.
Yes.
All right, and
Jeepers creepers.
Jesus.
Fucking Gandalf.
I mean,
Oh
there's no
my
way he
God.
survives it, but you know what? For flavor. All right. So, Thrush. Go ahead and tell me tell the audience how you do this.
he is, after he yells to Miragar to take that thing out, and he sees how deftly he just knocks it down the hill, he is not, again, paying attention to this wolf. And he suddenly realizes it's about to leap at him as well, and he just jumps out of the way, whacks down at it, cutting it across the neck, and it drops, and he jumps over it, and he is moving to help Aranel as well. He's just like, oh god, that thing is still alive.
I'm fine.
All right. Larry, it is your turn.
All right. We'll
Get him, Larry.
Take a swing at this thing, even though I'm wary, and see what happens. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, I figured as much.
And at that point, that's when he's moving across. He's like, ooh, Larry's
Yeah,
looking
help
tired.
Larry.
Okay. He knows what he's doing next round.
See this thing dodges from side to side and gets between your legs, knocks you off balance, and you're just unable to find a good opening for his defenses. Miragar.
I'm on my way. He's gonna
On the way.
defend his friend.
On the way. On the way.
Nice. Oh, I thought it was going to be a Gandalf room.
It was very
Wow.
close to
That
a
was close.
Gandalf.
So
Yes.
at least one die down when you get attacked.
Oh, Miragar, nice to see you.
Yes.
Got the skillet at the ready.
All right. Very good. Very good. Aranel.
Scan roll.
She needs a scan roll to
Just
look at the
one.
wolf
Barely.
that's right in front of her.
Do you have any hate left? He's
looking
gonna.
for weaknesses, okay?
He is gonna spend his last hate in an effort for survival. Make that ill-favored.
Gotcha. He's done.
Yeah, there's
I'm
no,
done.
there's no, there's no
Yeah.
escaping Arno.
It's 10 damage.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Arno, how do you do this?
I think since it's so close to her, she might resort to just stabbing with the arrow alone and just.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I like to envision Aranel, like, as this thing leaps out at you, you leap off of your feet and push off of its head with your foot, and as you're doing like a front flip over the
Yes,
back, you stick
that.
the arrow in the back of its head.
Yeah.
That.
Nice.
Yes.
All right. So that one is ended. Looks like there's only one wolf left. So, Larry, it is going to attempt an attack roll at you.
Okay.
-1.
Yep.
This one die
-1.
with a skillet.
All right. And it fails. You can tell as this thing lashes out at you, you can tell It was trying to create distance. It
Yeah.
doesn't seem as though it wants to do harm to you anymore. In fact, it wants to get away from you as quickly as
I
possible.
like to imagine Miragar's. He runs up beside me. I have my shield up. He puts his skillet up. It's like a phalanx, but with a skillet.
Yeah. And you can tell that as this thing tries to create distance, you and Miragar encircle it, and it's unable to get away from you. So back to the top of the order. Yeah, and I guess Thrush, unless you guys are wanting to change all your stances, it is your turn.
I'll go to forward stance just to see if I can end it.
Do
And
it.
actually, yeah, there you go.
Oh.
There you go.
Oh, hey, look at you.
Nice.
Wary Larry got it anyway.
Wary Larry.
Ooh, 6 damage.
6 damage. Does it
6
go down?
damage. And
Yes.
Larry, give me a narration. How do you do this?
I like to imagine it's slowly trying to step away from me, and then it literally backs into Miragar's skillet. And then I just run my spear like below its torso and basically disembowel it.
Ooh.
All right. And as you do that, you see
Looks
6
like wolves on the menu.
you see 6 now dead wolves surround you in the night. The fire blazes just behind Aranel as 2 dead wolves lie at her feet.
Well, that was something.
Yes, it was.
Everyone
I think-
awake?
Yes,
No,
we
I
are. I think the fire helped. All right. And Larry is going to use his Defiance virtue to recover the, let's see, endurance, heart or wisdom and endurance, which for me is 4. So, since I was not wounded, I am back up to 23 endurance.
Very good.
So
right.
Thrush is just gonna walk back in, kick the bodies to make sure that they're definitely expired, and step back towards the fire and just kind of gesture with Mythor at the skillet. You're gonna wash that off before you cook in it, right?
I'll hit him with the back end. It's fine.
All right. Maybe we're going to have an early breakfast.
At this point, Larry's probably gonna take. Well, let's see if I even can. Never mind. He was gonna try to take one of the wolf heads and put it on like a pike or something around the camp as like a warning, but he's like, I don't really care. I'm just gonna throw the body in the fire, probably.
All right. And as you're kind of rummaging around, thinking about putting wolves' heads on pikes, I would have you give me an awareness roll.
Just me?
Yeah. Unless there are other people who are kind of handling the bodies. Anybody who's handling the bodies, I'll have you give me an awareness roll on it.
Yeah,
I'm
Thrush
sure
is-
we're all helping.
Yeah, Thrush
Yeah.
is moving these ones away from the fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aranel would maybe be looking at like the pelts and seeing
Where's my
if
awareness?
there's anything worth
Oh.
like taking time.
Okay.
Wait, where did my roll not show up? Hold on.
No.
I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, your roll didn't show up. Weird.
Here we go.
Oh my god.
Good answer.
It's always a surprise when I see the 15 dice that you roll for this.
It's
Oh,
only
it's
7. It's fine.
well,
It's literally a half of 15 basically. Round it up.
how many does Thrush get for awe? Is it about the same?
Oh, it's like
We don't talk about that. It's 8 dice. Oh, actually, no. It's only 7. It's only 7.
Let's see. I get 5. Yeah, let me see. 5 for Hurton.
Look at that Gandalf. So many
Nice.
Gandalfs.
so Aranel. You said, are you looking for something specific with that roll as well?
Yeah, I think she was really just looking at like the pelts and seeing,
Okay.
were these like wolves in good shape before they attacked us? Like, would their pelts get us any money if we run into somebody and
Okay.
They
Okay.
seem
raid or
healthy,
so or
desperate.
whatever?
Yeah. So you can tell that these wolves were not starving, nor were they in bad shape. However, one of the things that you notice as you kind of examine these wolves, you touch it and you brush your hand over it, and you can see this substance brushes off of the fur and sticks on your hand. You can tell that it looks as though there was some sort of like a black ash which was rubbed all over these wolves, almost as if they're being marked. And furthermore, with that 6, you also notice, standing on top the very same hill, you see the very same rider staring down at you and turns and walks away.
She'll just wave. Just smile and wave.
A salute, like.
That's the best you got? Hi, buddy.
Yeah, keep talking.
I see you.
Let it
I
be
mean, I'll
known on the
gladly kill
record,
off all his wolves. That's fine.
Rush did not engage in the taunting. Just.
All right, and at that, you could tell that if you feel as though if you successfully skin these wolves, you very well may be able to get something out of them.
What would that be to skin them? Hunting?
Yes.
Larry will give it a try. Is Aranel gonna help? Or, well, that counts a hope, so up to you.
Yeah. Because she does have now 3 support die in hunting, but it's ill favored. Like, it's not favored, so.
Yeah, that's the same, so I'll just give it a shot. Yeah.
Oh, hey, look at you.
Very nice. Okay. So, there were 6 wolves. I would say, go ahead and just roll me a quick d6.
All right.
Okay, very good. So, as you make your way around, you spend a little while skinning these wolves, and you find yourself pretty proficient at it. As you find the precise place you need to start, you insert your knife, and you make your way down the torso. You're able to successfully salvage 3 of these pelts.
And I'm making sure to get the alpha.
Yes.
Yeah, one of them needs to be
absolutely.
the chieftain.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like,
Alright.
well, Aranel, here you go. I feel like you might have better use of this than me.
Perhaps. She'll probably just roll them up and kind of stow them in some of her bags and put them on the horse.
Okay.
Do
Very
we get
good.
a rest?
Yes. So the rest of the night goes uneventfully. You'd guess that you probably only have a couple of hours before the sun comes back up.
Alright.
But in that time, you will have gotten a prolonged rest.
Alright, I am gonna get 3 hope back.
Is anyone else hurting for hope? Because I'm 5 of 10.
I'm at 8 of 11.
Okay.
I'm at 10 of 16, so you could take.
I could take 3, and then you can take the rest. Or you and Thrush.
Well, I get 2 back. Yeah, so if you take 3,
you
I'll
can
take
half
1.
of them, and
And
Thrush
then-
can take
Because
the
I'll get
rest.
2 back.
Sounds good.
And then how many do you want me to leave on there?
Well, last time we left
available.
2 and we didn't actually use it.
Yeah.
So,
So should I take 2 and leave 1 in some case we need it for something, or should I
maybe
just take?
just leave 1.
I
Okay.
think we're about to hit the end of the session, so it's gonna.
Well, I'm going to take 1 to get 2 hope back. So.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So then if I take,
Just-
that'll leave 2. Okay. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
All right. And with that, the sun comes up again. You see that the lands to the west begin to illuminate as the sun makes its way over the misty mountains to your east. And finally, your path is illuminated before you. I would have Mr. Guide give me yet another travel roll.
With your map.
I
Yes.
added the map roll. Yay!
Okay, 6 success. No sixes, but that's all right. You travel for an additional 3 days, and you can feel this kind of weight melt off of you as the South Downs are left behind you. And as you make your way south towards the angle where the Horwell and the Loudwater meet, you make your way down, and you can tell that there is signs of a recent rain in this area. You can smell what smells like wet grass and fresh mud as you make your way further south. When all of a sudden, you can see what look to be hoof prints ahead of you. I would have the hunter, Mr. Larry, go ahead and give me a hunting roll, if you please.
All right. Well, I'll spend a hope on this. God
No.
dang it. Even
Dang
with
it.
the hope.
Missed by 1.
All right.
And
And
Sauron. Rude.
Yep.
all
Can you
right.
share some of those Gandalf runes, Aranel?
Yeah, no
I was
kidding.
going to say, for
Sorry.
the amount of Gandalf runes we had, we were...
We were bound to run
statistically-
out.
Yeah. Sauron was about to show up at some point.
All right. And as
No,
you
help is too much.
make your way down, you try to follow these hoof prints, but unfortunately the grasses, as you get closer to the forest which surrounds the angle, the hoof prints are lost and you're unable to follow them. However, it is within a couple of days' journey. You make your way even closer to the angle, and as you approach, you look and you can see what looks to be a campsite just on the edge of the water. The water is almost deafening as the Horwell is very swift as it makes its way over the rocks in snake-like fashion. But you can see a campsite, and sitting by a fire, looks to be stringing her bow, is Orothel.
That is a welcome sight. The
Yes.
campfire, not necessarily her, but
All right.
Aranel will make like a bird call to maybe get her attention while we're still a little bit a ways.
All right. And as you do, you see she looks up and she looks over at you, and her face is weathered and filthy. It seems as though whatever she's just been through has been quite the ordeal.
Oh boy.
approach.
Yeah, we approach.
Yeah.
My friends, it's,
I'm sorry we went fast, and we were accosted by some wolves on our way here.
well, you are a welcome sight, to be sure.
Yes.
Have you any news?
We did
You
find
know-
a couple of things out.
Yes, as perhaps the fates themselves would have it, we encountered the dwarves in Bree that your daughter mentioned in her message.
It's Flonar.
Yes, Flona, and his companion happened to be an associate of ours, let's say, that we'd met previously, who just seemed to get in with the wrong crowd this time, unfortunately. Although, I don't believe there was anything ill about this Flona himself, but their companion, this Déor that they traveled with. There's something suspicious about that.
Of this Déor, did you find out what they were doing with him?
So, the dwarf claims that he had a key from one of his strongholds in mountains, or from his family, that opened a back door into Moria, of all places.
The
And this
fools went in.
Yes. This Déor convinced them to go, and they said that his words were almost magical, that like he could convince them to do anything. It was quite bizarre. Perhaps he is just charismatic, but it sounded off to me. And they claim that they encountered orcs and goblins and ran off and left this Déor behind.
A foolhardy
they don't.
task, to be sure.
Yes.
I cannot imagine that someone would knowingly go into Moria. That it makes almost no sense.
Well, I suppose that's what makes this Déor even more suspicious.
It seems they don't realize that he's still alive either. They had come through Tharbad before he had shown up later.
And I believe
So,
he showed
they
up
think
with
you've-
riches in his tow, didn't he?
Yeah, so that's what
Yeah.
the letter sounded like. He came with a heavy sack, and then after speaking with Gurnau, left on a boat this way, north.
Well, you should see, and she points just across the river. You see, he struck out from the far side of the river. That boat there, abandoned in the reeds. I suspect that's his. And perhaps it should be of use to you, the knowledge which I gained when I was in Swanfleet. The Swanfleet is not a territory which I frequent, as it is very treacherous and the people there are strange. But I sought the wisdom of the wise women of Medcott. Of Déor, they said, sharp but kind was his tongue, and he sought a place of one who sleeps. But they said that he was bested by the spells that lied within, and the guardian which protects. He came back to them after being bested and asked them for healing, but they said that so foul was the shadow on him that they dared not touch him. But for his words, they granted him passage out of Swanfleet.
Huh.
Do you think that this sleeper they're talking about is in the ruins of the Elven City or in Moria?
In Austinet Hill?
Mm-hmm.
No. I do not believe there is rumor of an old tower buried beneath the marshes of Swanfleet of both Elvish and Dwarven make. That is but rumor. I know not much else.
Is that where this Déor went?
That is what the wise women said. And I suspect that there's some power that lies within that perhaps he is seeking.
I see. I can't tell whether the man is a fool or malicious. I feel like he's quite convincing to so many people, though. I don't know.
Perhaps we can take comfort in the fact that we know that he did not get his hands on whatever power lied within that tower.
Yes, but I can't help but feel like he's either the most charismatic individual in all of Eriador, or there's something foul about him.
There's some shadow on this news. I cannot place it. However, we should be cautious. Whatever
Agreed.
whatever webs he weaves with his words.
I agree.
But we rest for the night and find a way across the river in the morning.
Sounds like a plan.
Hopefully we will not encounter wolves from the South Downs that we encountered coated with ash.
Oh, yes, I should also mention your kin. And she motions over to you, Aranel. Well, sort of your kin. Wardens out of Rivendell. Eladan and Arrow here. I met with them. They are seeking, well, perhaps the very same wolves which you had encountered.
Perhaps.
One named
We do have
Ash.
some of the pelts.
There's one named Ash and another called Bergzul, I think they said his name was. No, Bergzul, I think. The naming conventions of orcs are far beyond me.
Yes, I believe we heard rumors of that orc and his pet.
And the wolves that accosted us a few days ago were covered in ash, or
Yeah. Yes,
they
they
were
almost
rolled in ash, or something. They had ash on
Aranel, can you see if the pelts still have some of it?
Of course. When I had seen the rider, was he with a wolf still, or was he alone?
He was atop a wolf.
Okay, so he was still on the wolf. So that's probably Ash. But she'll grab the pelts and start unrolling, like, the one that was the chieftain.
And she scans over it a little bit, and she runs her finger through the fur and rubs it around. Smells it. Odd tidings.
Yes.
When you saw the sons of Elrond, were they mounted?
They were.
Ah.
They ran through this way just 2 days ago.
That would explain the tracks we saw. Well, good luck to them.
It's been quite some time since I've seen those two boys.
Perhaps your paths shall cross once again.
Perhaps.
Well, they sound quite capable. I'm sure they'll be more than a match for this orc.
But do they have a bow from Archant?
She looks quizzically at you as if she has no idea what you're talking about.
He just gonna jerk his thumb over at the bow over her shoulder.
She'll just, like,
A
kind
trophy
of
she
turn
won.
to show it.
An elf carrying a mannish bow. These are odd times. A hobbit in boots.
Wearing boots.
And a hobbit
Elf with a-
yeah, he looks over and he goes, "Do they have a skillet from the Shire?" And he flips it a couple times and then starts continued cooking whatever dinner. he's cooking.
You know what? I almost your next fellowship phase. I would be so happy if you were to grant like a reward to your to your skillet. It's like, oh yeah, this is a reinforced skillet.
It's
Well, isn't it? Don't you already have a reinforced shield? Technically.
Yeah, I do. I think.
Oh, so it is reinforced.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a reinforced buckler. Yeah, so technically it is reinforced.
That's awesome.
nice. I was
I
just
don't
saying,
know how you reinforced it, but
can you add fell to it, or?
It's just balanced. Just perfectly balanced.
All right, and with that, Orothel stretches out and says, "Well, it's about time we get some rest. I've got some rabbits on the spit over there, and you see she's got a couple of rabbits on a spit over her campfire."
I feel like Miragar's already cooking them. They're working.
Yeah, he's
on
already like re-seasoning them, and
There's no way to eat a brace of conies.
Exactly. And Thrush is just going to look at her after she stretches, and just look at her and just kind of go, little something.
Oh. Thank you. I was saving it for later, but I'm glad you noticed. And you all stop for the evening, rest up, have yourself some rabbit and whatever else you'd like to have. And with that, we are going to go ahead and end tonight's session.
All right.